So today we're making dum aloo. What we're doing is just really taking the core out of the potatoes. So now we're beginning to do that. So what we're using is a pineapple core remover, but you could really use any sort of a sharp utensil that helps you remove the core of the potato. So we're going to continue to do that and really just taking out a big sort of log from the potato. When you're selecting the potatoes, be careful and try and use more longer potatoes, such that you have the ability to remove a core. You don't want them to be round. You want it nice and lean. So we've done some other ones already, so we're just gonna do one more to show you the process here. As you can see, this is what it looks like when it is done. We'll begin the preparation now. So as you know, we've done one of the most cumbersome work, which was to take the cores out of the potatoes. Now we're going to start with the actual masala of the dum aloo. So here we've got some ground coriander, mint, and green chilies. We just chopped it up in a rough chopper. You can do it in a more finely chopped way as you like it. We've got some onions, and then on here in terms of the spices, we've got red chilies. We're gonna add this to the green powder. One heaping teaspoon of dried coriander. Salt will be about half a teaspoon. To taste, but half a teaspoon is a good starting point. And then this last thing that we're putting in was mango powder, called amchur as well. Now we're gonna chop it up with just a tablespoon of pomegranate seeds, or anardana as they call it in Hindi. She thought there was less salt, so she's added some more salt here, my mom. And we're gonna now add some 2 chopped onions. Again, roughly chopped, finely chopped, as you like it, really. And now what we're gonna do is really just mix the masala, and we're going to then have it be ready to be stuffed into the potatoes. So we'll do that right away. So now, as we said, we're going to stuff the coriander, onion, masala stuff mixture that we just prepared into the potato. So here we're just gonna do it. Don't overstuff it. You obviously want to put your 2 fingers on the other side of the hole to make sure you're just filling it enough and it's not coming out out of the other side. So we're just going to stuff it all the way thoroughly without it overflowing. So you can see it from both ends, and you can just set it aside and just continue to do that with the rest of your potatoes. And then you will have some left over from this filling, which we will use to top it up to make sure we cover the rest of the potato, the outside skin as well, in that same flavoring. So there will be some leftover that we can use in the cooking process. Here's the inside of it, which will also be placed into the cooking process. So we'll have the core will not go to waste. It will definitely be used as well. Okay, so now we're going to have, we're using a cast iron pan, but you can use any pan. We've got some vegetable oil. Be generous with it, but you don't want to, fry or anything. So a decent amount of oil. We're going to start with cumin seeds. 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds in the oil. As you can hear it, it's starting to fizzle in the oil. So you want to make sure your oil is warm enough. And then we're going to, once that happens, we're going to add some turmeric. So here, let's just fry it a bit. All right, I'm gonna add some turmeric. And that was about 3/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric. Next is asafoetida. I never know how to pronounce this, but it's hing and asafoetida. Now we're gonna just place in the potatoes that we stuffed with the coriander. There you go. You wanted to let it rest. So once we've placed all the potatoes, what we do want to do is cover it with a lid to make sure that it actually cooks up well. So it's been about 2 minutes since we covered it, and now we wanted to just turn them and flip them over to the other side so we make sure that they're evenly cooking on both sides and they get that bright yellow, golden brown color evenly across all over the potatoes. And then once we do that, we're gonna cover it up again. So as you can see, the potatoes are about halfway done. The golden brown is starting to come through. They're still not cooked through. There is a long way to go on these. It does take time. We also did it on minimal heat because you don't want them to get the color but not, cook itself. So what we're going to add now when they're about halfway done, so that's about 10 minutes into the cooking process here for the potatoes, is all the core, the leftover core that we had peeled. When we were removing the core, all the leftover potato. Again, we don't want to waste it, so we're going to add that. So we're going to just add it in all the spaces here so it can get the direct heat. You'll notice the cores are obviously a lot thicker when they come out. So what we did for them to cook easily is, slice them so they're thin. So that will help instead of the big, log that comes out of the potato. So again, we're just going to cover it and let it cook. So it's been about 24 minutes since we, first put them in. So just to test what we're doing here, just take a fork and, poke your potato. And you'll see it'll easily just go in and it won't be too mushy. What we need to do now is go back to the leftover coriander, the fresh coriander and onion masala that we had made at the beginning. So we're going to put the leftover. And obviously, again, if you feel it's too less, just make some more. And that's what we did. We ended up using more to actually make it, stuff it into the potato. So we ended up just, going back, grinding some more onions and coriander and the same masala again. So we're just going to now mix it up and let it cook for another 15 minutes. And we'll again put the lid back on once we just flip it over and make sure it's thoroughly mixed well.